Oh yeah, and Marlians. My Marlian win rate isn't particularly good, if I'm being completely honest, on deathmatch.
Everyone's looking for someone to blame. And you share my bed, you share my name. Well, go ahead, call the cops. You don't meet nice girls in coffee.
With Marlians, I mean, they're strong. They're very strong.
She said, baby, I still love you.
Right. Shut up, music. The serious shit is about to begin. We got the Meat Rubbers versus TeaMole. Shrubland and Arena first picks. Both of them definitely have the potential to go long. So, you know, get yourselves settled in. Get yourselves relaxed. I mean, what I don't understand is, so HuggieG's supposedly CoCasting today. So why he didn't just hop in the chat, in the Discord, I don't know. Instead he's just waffling in the chat. You could be waffling in voice. Crescent, I mean, it might just be because of who they're facing up against in the Meat Rubbers. And they didn't want to. They didn't want to face a Zimbabwe ban. No, but that's the best map. Two Rivers ban. No, but okay, it's okay. I can, you know, I can cope with that if we get to start on frontline. Like, okay, this is fine, I guess. Yeah, but that's fine. You can join. Look, watch. Now, whenever you join, I can hear you. As I look like I'm doing some sort of Formula One stuff. Hello. There you go. See, I can do it. I'm good like that. No.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I mean, nobody else could hear you. I could though.
Well, that's probably better for the
Yeah.
stream in general.
It works. I just need to make sure that you're not too loud compared to me. Sometimes you come in like loud, and then other times you come in quiet but sounding like you're in a tin can. Always fun and interesting when casting with old Huggles here.
I have no idea why, because I've just got the same setup every single time. But
yeah, that's it, Dave. It's a very important part of every stream that HuggieG's involved in. You have to decide, like, that's how does HuggieG come to the stream? It's very important, and just saying that drove 5 viewers away. Like, immediately. Crazy.
are you sure it's not just me? Me generally
I mean, it could
driving
be.
people off.
It could be. But what else could it be? Is some civs. Okay. I mean, Shrubland Arena, Islands, Frontline, Compass. So, I mean, we're pretty diverse. There's a good spread. I think the interesting part of, like, Compass is that we've got two maps where naval selections might be particularly prevalent.
But it's different different
Yeah.
naval.
Well, because you can't have navy that only focuses navy. You've got to have some kind of land presence as well, because you're inevitably landed, unless you're HuggieG, fucking fluking being practically on your Todd.
Yeah, I've been quite. We practiced, and then I wasn't on my own, and then as soon as we get into the set, it's just me chilling. Do it more often.
But how come? Bear in mind that you weren't like last pick or anything for your team. If anything, relatively up there in selection. How come every single like strategy for your team seems to be HuggieG, just sort of do your thing and don't die too fast, and if you manage to do a bit of damage to somebody else, great. Like what's up with that?
That's mainly frontline, where the thing with frontline is I have idle TC time normally. The economy is normally a shambles. The general gameplay is a shambles. So stick me on a map where that's the meta, and it's fine. And then everyone else does like their perfectly balanced macro and their micro, and actually do logical gameplay things. Whereas I get to just do dumb shit, which is meta, my meta.
But Zimbabwe seemed to be kind of the same as well, though.
I mean, I did really bad on Zimbabwe, so I think I was meant to do things on that. I was just cocked up, if I'm being honest.
These things happen.
But I did get to go Flaming Camels twice.
You did get to go Flaming Camels.
One was effective, one wasn't.
And you guys, do you have you had Crescent in your pool particularly, or have you kind of avoided that one?
Crescent, I think we've had it a couple of times.
Yeah.
But I think we played everything at least twice through the groups, apart from Arena, right? Which I'm not sad to have not played it. Like we don't worry about Arena, but it doesn't fill me with excitement compared to the other maps. It's like if you're playing a different team game tournament, like the different maps. I know people have complained about Compass and stuff being badly balanced or stuff. People always complain, but at least that's like a different map that you don't get constantly on ladder. Whereas Arena, you queue up for ladder, you get Arena, and you're like, yay, let's play this for the 500th time.
Compass is my least favourite map to cast, I think.
What, even more than Chaos Pit?
Chaos Pit's fine. Chaos Pit just makes me angry when it doesn't get chaotic. That's all.
Yeah.
But Compass is hard. Like Compass is actually just hard.
Yeah,
so
I find you almost stop casting the water part of Compass. Just focus on what's happening on the land, and then go, oh, has anyone won water at this point? And then you're like, oh yeah, they have. Okay, that's good for that team. Let's go back to the weird shenanigans on, especially with Dan last time on Compass, where he went from looking like he was in an utterly awful spot to just absolute chaos.
Poor Paradox. poor Paradox. Yeah. Like every time, Paradox just gets stuck with a team that doesn't function the way that he wants it to. I think Paradox should just be made captain, just so he can pick his team.
I mean, it just needs to get up to like 2K. It'll be fine.
Maybe Paradox is the problem. It could be he's lacking hair, and there might be like a link between a lack of hair and anger.
I mean, Andy's very angry, and he's getting into a bad state with his hair.
He's joining the no hair
yeah.
club.
I'm just here to abuse Andy.
Mm.
Why are you angry, Andy? I don't know, but maybe it's because of that.
It might be the hair thing. Though, I will say, but after having Paradox CoCast last time while peddling the fucking Tour de France, what energetic thing are you doing to counteract my drunkenness?
Chatting shit. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna
energetically
volunteer to get the bike.
Get the bike out, start pedaling.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No.
But talking of pedaling, they are pedaling bans right now.
Yeah, there are 3 things that are definitely not happening, and it's Spanish, Cumans, Britons, and now Portuguese. So 4. Was he in full kit? He was pretty much in full kit, yeah. Them thighs were out.
I mean, fair play to him. It was a pretty intense bike ride.
Yeah, he didn't realise that it was a best of 5. He thought it was just a best of 3. Still, he'll play all 3. So.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I thought it was going to be more of a clap fest. Like, considering how Team Turs dominated
I think
group.
The thing with Acro's team is they were good on 3 maps and then pretty shambolic on others.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of showed in the games. The 3 wins for Team Turs was quite convincing, and then the other ones were quite close. Because they did win on Arena a lot, win on Shrubland, and win on Zimbabwe, and then they had some games on things like Compass and Team Irons.
It wasn't, but like they finished at the bottom of their group. But you compare that to
not quite the bottom though.
I'm not counting the people in the Wood group. They're their own special breed for the spoon. But like they were way more competitive against you guys than the Boo set was. Like that was a swift 3-0. That was real fast.
I blame Hopsy for all of that.
It could
obviously.
be
just because I see him in chat, so it's only natural to blame him.
We don't talk about the Boo set.
I mean, and Ted on Chaos Bit had
what an unfortunate.
That was rough. It was the fact that he came back and Boo was like, "Yeah, I'm still here.
I'm still here." Yeah, it's like 30 villagers gone in just like a second. Painful, but a lot of fun. Like that, I really enjoyed that set. It really set the tone for the quarterfinals quite nicely. Well, we've had some good games. It's been as team game tournaments go, and I think the maps have at least made it mostly pretty interesting. Bar Arena, which is the dullest thing since the British invented the loaf.
But Boo told everyone that there's 500 different ways to play it. Problem is, it's still dull. Whatever way you play it.
500 different ways of snoozing for the first 20 minutes of gameplay. Yeah. Chinese, Italians, Dravidians?
I mean, Chinese Dravidians feels Compass. I guess Dravidians can be Team Islands.
Yeah.
But the bonus is quite nice.
They're cooking something funky. There you go, Mayans. Grabbed. Frontline pick. Gotta make sure you got your frontline Mayans.
Or Shrubland. They could be on Shrubland as well. Just standard meta archer things. Letting Stake have archers.
Come on, mate. Georgians. Meh. Meh.
But where's Franks? Boo's gonna have an aneurysm if Franks aren't picked yet.
Is Boo a Frank picker?
Well, they're apparently have to be played on shrubland. I think they got a better win rate than Portuguese on shrubland. That has lost a lot.
How sad is everybody knowing that Koreans, one of the most dominant Siege Onager civs, are going to lose Siege Onager? I think that's one of the biggest wrecks for them in deathmatch, and probably means that we need to allow towers back in. like genuinely.
I'm curious what the rocket catapult concept will be as to how it compares. But changing Chinese so much and changing Korean so much, it is a sad time.
Yeah.
But also, why are they changing turtle ships so much? It's like,
yeah, turtle ships were already beastly. What you do? Like, why?
but it's also like, how many games are turtle ships actually built, and now you're trying to make them like, they're still prohibitively expensive. So you can buff them and stuff, but they're still double the price of a galleon. More than that on the gold side.
Well, there's your Frank pick. And Persians.
And Khmer before they get nerfed.
It's only a little nerf, though.
Yeah, it doesn't really change much. Once you get to a mass ballista.
Yeah.
It's still
Oh
mass
no.
ballista.
Oh no. Not the one extra damage. However, are they gonna cope? No. Yeah, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine.
I mean, the main thing is swords are going to be glorious.
Yeah, but my worry is, again, like when swords got buffed the last time, if now every Tom, Dick and Harry is going to start trying to go swords, when I go swords, people are going to expect it more and have to like have thought of plans and counters for it. I'm worried that there's going to be more plans and counters. It does mean they're going to be fucking insane for sudden death. Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, the Armenians for sudden death.
It's going to be with feudal
Feudal age
arson.
longswords with arson and cheaper to get to. Lovely.
Yeah. No supplies needed anymore. Like, groovy. Groovy. I've just got 10% more deadly. Immediately.
Jaras. Oh.
I
keep expecting fun civs. I'm like, this is very logical stuff.
It is very logical stuff. They go very tame. They're very normal, but I think that's fine. At the moment, I'm vaguely, and it's only vaguely, preferring TeaMole's draft.
Yeah, I'd lean that way. I feel like they have one of the best. They have two super strong compassives in Chinese and Persians. You got Armenians, which is one of the best water civs early on. They fall off a little bit later now without shipwright. Italians does really well there. Whereas meat rubbers have more of the land civs, feels like.
They've just nabbed every camel civ that they can. Bar Hindustanis. Like, it's a very camel heavy draft. There's no real nightline for them at all.
I mean, Persians get Savar, and that's about it for no other paladins.
Yeah. But at least we've got Turks and Berbers now, so, you know, there's going to be something. I don't know why Hindustanis haven't been picked yet, especially because I would have thought in team games people would probably lean more towards Hindustanis than Gujaras, but they fill similar roles, and that's sort of allowed meat rubbers to grab it.
Gujaras have an they can deal with archers. Hindustanis just kind of, if you against crossbow play, you're not going to go Gulam because you don't want to force a castle.
Yeah.
But so you're kind of stuck on going camel, whereas Gujaras at least have an anti-archer option from a stable.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, Hindustani swords they're not as, I feel like they don't fill me with as much joy as Gujara infantry, and that's really
Gajara
'cause
infantry are such a disappointment. They used to be so fun. They're no longer so fun.
the Frisbee boys are quite a nice addition though.
You used to get the upgrade to make your swords cheap, and you could just spam that shit.
Yeah.
They were like the Goths, man. That was good times. Incas is a pick. Love the Incas. Always got a bit of patience for the Incas. They're like the gold Byzantines.
Incas feels quite early though. Like maybe some arena shenanigans with an Incan trush.
Hey, yep. There's your Byzantines. There's your Vikings. It's crazy how early Dravidians was for all of this.
Well, it's the dock bonus for Compass and Team Islands. Just the housing bonus, extra wood for going boating.
That's true. Inca archer play is not ass. Goths. There's a frontline pick if we've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Not as many people have been utilising Goths for frontlines quite to the same standard.
No, I'm surprised it's picked because obviously with the admin picks, you've got 5 free civs, and it feels like no one would pick Goths, and they're not really strong on any map. They're nice on frontline.
But maybe you just don't want to deal with it, because I think that there could be a world for me where Goths could work on Compass. If you wanted to be a nuisance, I think Goths is fine.
I mean, they can be a nuisance on arena as well. Just Huskarl, Goth, infantry spam. It's not great, but
yeah,
it's still fun.
It is fun. It is fun, especially if you go like Goth. No, I'm thinking there's better civs. I'd rather have Teutons. I was like Goth condos. I'm like, actually, nah, they kind of suck. Let's be Teutons.
They're cheaper though. Just if you spam enough.
Mali and Condottiero, there you go. That's a fucking unit.
No, Armenian condos because they get the
extra health.
Unique tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Viking condos? Well, yeah.
The question is, are Inca condos affected by their unique tech? I feel like it's only Eagles, but
yeah, I think it only affects
might be a dumb thing that they get it.
Eagles and Kameuks. I don't think it affects their champion line. I think. Well, there we go. Bulgarian, Slavs, Celts, Poles, and Huns left over.
Nice civs to be able to play on any map.
I mean, I'm still kind of leaning towards TeaMole, but like not really. It's like 55-45.
I feel like TeaMole is a lot of water civs. And I'm not convinced by some of their other, like Shrubland doesn't feel like they have a great selection of civs for Shrubland. They might just sack it, but
Yeah, well,
it doesn't feel that great.
they didn't get Franks, did they? So what? It's going to be like
Koreans one side, maybe, but that could be arena as well. You've got.
It is tough, isn't it? Well, actually, there's also Huns, Poles, Celts, Slavs, and Bulgarians.
Yeah.
And actually, Slavs pocket, Celts like Poles could be okay, I guess.
But
Bulgarians as well.
Slavs, you don't get the bonus for the farming bonus because there's 500,000 berries. But they are still a super strong civ.
Try a Rambai on Shrubland? Maybe. I like me some Bulgarians. I think Bulgarians is a cracking Shrubland pick.
Repos Rush on Arena. Bring that back.
It would be a vibe.
Well, you got Poles and Incas for Arena. Just trush both sides.
Would Incas be for Shrubland?
I mean, Incas, you either. I think they might well be on Compass because of you get a house bonus with them, but the free llama, if you are close to anyone, I guess that's scouting.
True. We've
It's
seen
scouting
Incas,
and free food.
You've seen Incas on it a few times on Compass. What about Burgundians? What the hell are you doing in the mix, Burgundians?
Burgundians Arena boom civ.
Yeah. Vibes. It's crazy because Meat Rubber's draft would be so much better for the next patch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Next patch. This is gonna be spicy.
Aztec. Just imagine the Aztec.
Yeah, Aztecs.
Jaguars
Everybody
versus
wants to see it.
Sicilian sergeants. All of their extra melee armor doing nothing because Jaguar warriors have like 50 attack now.
Yeah.
Be beautiful.
I don't think I've ever seen a draft where there's like effectively no paladin civs for for a team.
You got Byzantines
Byzantine
and
paladin.
Burgundians, subpar paladins.
Like, timing based. They've got Hun paladin if they decided to pick Huns, but
I mean, obviously they got Savar from Persians, but it's not paladin. I mean, it's not paladin, but doesn't count.
Doesn't count. Mistake.
Where lobby?
Yeah, where lobby at? Lobbies? Oh, I don't want Uzi Gabby. Like the blade's important enough now to be included on the old dashboard. It's unfortunate, isn't it?
Wait, I'm not sure I'd classify it as important enough. High enough elo, I think we'll call it that.
I'd forgotten he existed, literally until I saw him right there.
Yeah.
I was living a blissful life. It's still only 2k1. Tragic.
What a noob.
Yeah, what a noob. Barely knows how to play. I don't know who he's playing against. Buddy Baddy. I hope they win.
Is he Vietnamese, buddy? I feel like I've seen the name around, but I also don't know.
I don't know. He's no, he's European. He's at whatever that means.
Austrian. or Peruvian, depending. I mean, he's playing as Incas, so he's got to be Peruvian. That's how it works.
I see.
Oh wait, or is that Latvia? It's quite hard to tell with the shade of the red.
It's right. There's too many flags that kind of look like that. Like... The problem with this is that they are 100% gonna be spending the next 15 bloody minutes going over all the maps and going, okay, what do we think it's going to be on each one? What are your roles? So they said that they were drafting at 20 past and that games would start at half past, right?
No, it was 10-2. I think they're only 3 minutes late for the start time.
No, that's not bad. That's not bad for GB draft.
Yeah, they're
Give
forgiven.
them their dues.
They're forgiven.
Go back to the pub scene. Everybody's seen enough.
Oh no, it's that's 7:45. I've tried to be too polite. They're almost 10 minutes late.
Well, we've got a lobby.
There's a lobby.
We've got a lobby,
which is.
And I've almost finished my crisps. My crotch crisps. I'm sure there's plenty of people in chat that would want to share my crotch crisps.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Extra seasoning, right?
I wonder who's going to be playing for them this time round. Like, will Mel be back to be playing? Because Mel's on one of these, isn't it? Mel's on TeaMole, right?
I believe so, yes. So she might well get the arena shenanigans. But she did play Burgundian's Boom into Ponies at one point.
Yeah. And had the incredibly fun Chaos Pit. That one was good. Triple douche.
Oh,
that was fun.
That's one I haven't seen.
That was fun to cast.
I missed the triple douche.
I enjoyed that. It didn't win, but it happened.
It's the right kind of chaos.
Well, I can't remember quite. I mean, she douched everybody, but was it? It wasn't Andy. One of the players that she douched just waited until their TC was destroyed, and then they themselves went and douched to the other team instead of rebuilding. So it was like a douche
it's a
chain.
vibe.
It is a vibe. I loved it. She douched Andy, then Boo, and it was Andy then went and douched the other side. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, good times. Boo needed a good douching. Now we're just waiting. Who's our last one for game one?
So Steak, Joey, Breakfast, and are we missing one from Team Steak? I've forgotten the teams already.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's Colin. It's Colin.
Ah, Colin.
The map maker himself. Did a bunch of work for the maps on Akarl's 2v2 league, right?
I think so, and some other stuff, but I don't know what maps he's done, but he's done stuff.
Yeah. These map creators are a weird breed, aren't they?
It's a lot of time and dedication, and it's all weird to me.
Yeah. Like Carlini and creepy maps.
Crazini rather than Carlini.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. I would love to see a Carlini map. it's just the whole thing's crypto. It's a crypto map.
Yeah, it's a pump and dump. You put $20 in to subscribe to the map, and then it's
You have to pick Malians every time for longer lasting gold.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, when you make someone else subscribe to it, you get $10 back. So it's
I
like a
see.
crypto pyramid scheme. Perfect.
Risen. Yeah. So it's just what? It'll only be Mel and Williams and Carly. Like they're the only ones allowed to play the maps.
Yeah.
The Crypto Bros.
And that whoever the guy that normally throws loads of money at T90 streams as well. I'm sure he's probably in crypto as well.
There's people that throw money at T90 still. Wow.
Well, you get like the bidding, the sub gift sub wars that people do, like on major events. They're like, oh, I'm gonna gift sub 700 during a tournament, and you're like, I mean, I wish I had that free capital to just dump.
Hey, sometimes I get hammered, and I have definitely gifted like 30 subs before. Like,
oh yeah,
I've done that hammered. I wouldn't say
I've done that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Mel's into crypto, but has definitely done an active, like, getting a crypto thing going, but just like investing. I don't think Mel's gonna ever suggest to somebody else to come and get her shitcoin. She's not a degenerate. Oh wait, she fucking is, just not like that.
Yeah, degenerate in all the right ways.
All the right ways. Speaking of all the right and wrong ways, it's Frontline. Let's frickin'. Oh, I need to change the team names. I'm sorry. We can't be Stakes team. It's the Meat Rubbers.
Meat Rubbers. If that doesn't get sent to
TeaMole. There we go. And to real time we go. So it is Colin playing as the Goths, Copycat. We got Steak as the Malay. We got Joey as the Berbers, and hidden all the way in the corner is Breakfast as the Magyars all the way at the back is a vibe. Then over on the other side, we've got Fez at the front playing as the Vikings. Vikings at the front, that's a vibe. We have Mole as the Khmer, kind of also at the front. That's a vibe. These guys they're cooking something different. We got Bengalis for Dan MT, playing in the third position, and all the way at the back is Flux, playing as the Romans, all the way at the back. What the fuck? What the fuck?
There is a strat, which I think it's a German strat, which is a Roman Scorp with Khmer, and then you get Bengalis thing. So it is a strat for like Scorp rushing with Khmer and Romans.
What?
So we might be seeing that. We might be seeing Scorpion shenanigans.
That would be fun. There was a tidy lane there. Joey came forward, nabbed the frontish boar of poor Fez, who is going to be suffering. I guess the one bonus is, you get to feudal age if you manage to get to feudal age. And I think, did we lame? Is that what blue did? Blue lane. Okay.
Yeah, counter lanes.
I guess the counter lane. Okay, this is fine.
Yeah. So you lose one, you get one.
Yeah. Okay. So it's completely leveled out. I was like, wait, what? But we're just pulling in another one. What the fuck? Roman Scorps from the back. That's what I'm feeling. Right. It's from the back.
But you build it the workshop forward. That would be the idea.
But why would you? So it's like we've got the Khmer second. Are we gonna have Khmer archers again? I'm so whelmed by that.
Or you just open scouts from second. I mean, all of their civs are interesting.
Yeah.
I don't get the one I don't get is you've got 2 water maps, like 2 really nice water maps. Why have you got Vikings at the front?
Yeah, in fact, that's a vibe. We've got Vikings and Malay in play here. Like, right?
I mean, Malay timing wise, I can get behind, but yeah, I'm not feeling the Viking shenanigans. But maybe there's going to be something crazy coming with it.
I could have understood Vikings in second position and them going for an archer type thing. Like, that wouldn't have been impossible. I love how we're having to wall because of the ibex. It's so funny.
Right. Could just collect the ibex and it would be like more efficient. It feels like.
Oh well. Yeah, just eat it. Well, we have the first militia on the way over. Militia before the click. Okay, Drushin. As the resident goth player here, is this what you would expect to be doing? Like, I mean, you're normally being more of a nuisance and not necessarily going up at the best time compared to what Colin's done.
A lot of my gameplay is just
try not to die.
Try not to die and lame better than the other person, which has happened most of the time, I think. But yeah, the man at arms. I mean, I've done sneak man at arms. I like to vary it up. So we've had 1-ville castles. We've had sneak men at arms. This is more kind of conventional. Keep the bases open idea with the infantry, because TeaMole have committed to walling very early.
They have.
Which is why it definitely feels like an FC play.
This is wild
like
for frontline.
Mad lads, and
they pull it off.
They're making frontline Arabia. That's what they're doing.
Dare they? This is supposed to be one of the most irritating maps to play, and they've just wall gamed this shit.
Yeah. Wait till we get the skirms coming out in defense as well. Couple of archers and then 3 skirms behind it.
Admittedly, we've seen the double ranges up. I would not be making any more friggin' militia right now.
No. Even though they're cheap. I would also go to the back at this point. With the militia. Come on the left side. Try and disrupt Flux or Dan at the back.
That's a good point. Even now is a good time, especially if they've walled. And you've managed to win the scout fight. Now's a great time to go forward with a villager to try and get your sneak in play.
Because they're also not going archers at the back, right? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So go all the way there. You've invested. Cause some disruption at the back. And, as you said, stop building militia. As we build another one. Alright.
Yeah, Stake nabbed the Mayans, made sure that he got that relatively early for the team. There you go, Castle Age on the way in for the Romans. Romans playing.
Are we getting a forward mill from the Romans, or is it just going to be a boom?
Well, I mean, we don't have any buildings yet, and actually our eco is a bit meh. It was a market-based click-up.
Where's the blacksmith? Let's see.
It's all the way over to the sort of right-hand side, but they
Apart
do.
The walls, of course.
Oh, they do break in. Let's go! Ooh. Feudal pressure, but it's on fairs.
Good. Yeah, but it's still useful.
Yeah.
And we got 4 militia. That's the main thing. They are doing most of the work, the hard lifting.
At least we got loom. Plenty of archers though for Mole. Mole's literally gonna keep them alive for a little bit, because if Mole didn't have this archer mass, they would be fooked. But it is Khmer archers. We're seeing Khmer archers like a couple times. Now I have to say it's been a bit underwhelming.
Yeah. It feels like picking Khmer for the bonuses they give Civs
Others,
rather
yeah.
than for Khmer. I mean, there's nothing too
I mean, it's
terrible
fine.
about.
It's fine in feudal, right? It's okay. Look at these fucking preemptive walls here for Mole, right? He is expecting Fez to just die. He's like, okay, well, let's just make sure that we wall at the front of the base. Don't want them getting in here.
And we are just getting Roman boom instead of fun shenanigans.
Well, I mean, their civs should be better if this goes like imp. No serious SO civs there. So masses of
yeah,
Scorpion are fine. Do we wall off?
I feel like neither
Ooh.
neither set of civs are great for late game.
I don't know. Romans, Khmer, and Bengalis, I think, have a nicer late game for me. Romans,
Yeah,
boom.
marginally. Yeah. Bengalis are nice, but then you do have camel archers, which should do well against the Bengali elephant archers. And then you get Goth infantry spam, but yeah, Goths are
Okay.
underwhelming as well,
Well, we come
especially
forward
against Romans.
with the Bengalis and Fortwood Castle. I mean, this is probably the tamest front lines I've ever seen.
Well, it's minute 2 walls is turns out it's not the best for all action frontline gameplay.
No. But his castle will come up first, so that's nice. But we'll get a castle up ourselves for Joey in a decent enough spot. Don't mind it. It will help them get in. We'll put a bit of pressure on. And we spot it, like we see the outposts and stuff, and we're going Ratha play.
Ratha against do we see the castle? Ratha against Berbers going camel
Yeah.
archers is a
Yeah. Ratha's
choice.
against their counter.
yeah.
All the while, 4th TC coming up for the Romans, and it is a certainly hidden away Roman boom. As Castle Age on the way in now for both breakfast and steak. But they're going up, and they're going to hit Castle Age with military on the field, and there isn't really anything for the other side. We're moving around with some archers. We might actually be able to do quite a bit of damage here for Mole, who spots out the Vils on stone. That'll be dead Vils. The reactions from Colin are swift, but we, pathing.
They'll lose some, yeah. I mean, sometimes Bills just want to die.
Sometimes Vils just want to die. Stone walls are built, but we can just loop round. There's only like 4 Vils in that TC, so it's not the biggest threat. You can just dive that. They are.
Turns out the preemptive walls were quite useful though.
Yeah,
And the
well, it's
nice
because
thing about
he knew. He knew that Fez was
Vikings
dead.
can stonewall at least as well.
Yeah. Vikings can Stonewall, but oh no, you delete that TC and you rebuild it elsewhere.
Yeah. I mean,
We've clicked castle in it. Why? It's under castle fire. There's no Vils repairing. This is a denied castle.
at least it's not like he switched it up into trying to produce a Vil. At least it wasn't like 90% Castle Age TC. So it's not the worst thing in the world. It does get denied.
At this point, though, with you and your Goth play, normally when you're dying in this situation, which happens semi
Hey,
often.
I haven't lost my starting TC in any of the games yet.
I've seen you mostly die and rebuild your TC eco further back on front lines early on in the tourney.
I think you go to the edge. The issue is they have no army.
Yeah. Well,
So you can't just...
You yeet back and try and build your eco in Dan's base.
TC should be on the right-hand side of Dan's base and go, sorry, I need your gold.
Oh.
You hung me out to... Alright.
Mangonel pressure.
I love how we've teched Castle Age and now it's under Mangonel fire. It's gonna go in, but as we try and lose a couple of bills to the Mangonel.
Just under pressure. Under pressure. TeaMole definitely feels like they've got
on the right hand. Oh no, there's a chop tree. I thought they could just wander in, but it has felt like it's been kind of walls into not much.
Yeah, into not much. Like there's an element of boom, but it's like I'm not super convinced. Like the Romans are on their way to imp.
But he's going barracks, which I absolutely love swords, but boom into infantry before the infantry buffs when there's cavalry, archers out, absolutely no infantry, which your infantry counters.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
It's a vibe. Oh god, look at how many vills are exposed there for Mole.
This TC is... This could be GG.
It's not Cavalier though. It's not. You can see him getting the infantry upgrades. He's also getting ballistics, but like how many vills are going to be slaughtered by the time we get there? Mole has less villagers now than Fez does.
Does this get denied as well?
Oh god.
One bill?
99.8! 0.8!
Not even one tap. That's like raise your arm up with the hammer.
Just
and
look
it's
at
built.
it. Oh, Titanic. Oh god, no.
The other issue for Flux is he's getting up to imp, but the upgrades aren't in. The prior upgrades aren't in, and there's no army. So it's going to be imp, then finish the upgrades, then start producing an army. And it's such an underwhelming army that's coming forward.
Yeah, well, I mean, just the... Like, there's crossbow and camel, and... In another month, this play will be amazing. This play will be magical.
As Fez has built his third TC still at the front. Still under fire from various things like crossbows and stuff.
And like Legionary is expensive.
Yeah.
You get Tom slacking off the sword play. That's how bad it is. It's like you can't build your team strategy around sword play going well. Like you just can't. I fucking love swords. If the sword play was coming from like our second player, our third player, but our kind of castle booming, I'm expecting knight carry player, that is not the mobile person who's coming in to like join in.
The only time you think of a boom into infantry is Goss.
Well, that's
like for a
not true.
Because they have archer counters and stuff. They have huskars that spam, and whereas legionaries are an infantry counter.
You do this with Malians, and you open stable, and you pump out some cavalier and camels to like help push things back, and then do your infantry transition and slap. Like, yeah, absolutely. But as it stands, we've got Imp on the way in for Joey, and they've lost... I mean, I'm saying they've lost so much fucking eco, but actually the total numbers are pretty even, which is kind of mad. Oh, God. Am I counting chickens before they've hatched? Maybe.
I mean, Mole... The issue is, it's like... Mole and Dan have lost 50 vills between them. And although Flux is up, how long is it going to be before Mole and Dan are cooking in the game?
My worry is that with both Steak and Joey on the way to Imp now, Joey's going to be on the way to... He's going to be in Imp at a reasonable time. We're going to have Camel Archers and Trebs.
Yep.
And there isn't currently a big enough answer to Trebs.
I mean, we have got Huskarls and Legionaries, so the Legionaries have a counter. Sorry, they have a unit they are now countering.
Yeah, well, they counter everything if you believe hard enough.
Yeah. Nice mangonel shot. I have to say, they look so bad in grey.
Yeah, they need to be like red, don't they? They need to be like
red or purple. Red or purple.
Yeah, purple. Yeah, purple is beautiful.
Grey is it just looks like Gaia Legionaries from a campaign mission.
God. They're amazing, but they don't beat crossbows and knights and castle and cavalry.
And really nice from Colin to... Oh, I was going to say really nice, but then he managed to lose all the Huskarls. But
they are heavy scorps.
Goss up to Imp as well. I'm surprised Breakfast isn't up. I guess he has invested quite a lot into cavalry.
He went pretty heavy on into Cav. Look at how little damage the TC does to the Roman, to the Legionary. It doesn't give a shit. 5+1, so it does 1 damage.
Yeah.
Like per shot.
Oh, they're lined up. Cavalry's lined up nicely for the Scorpion.
Yeah, if only they'd...
Scorpions are shooting a Siege Workshop instead.
Yeah, which is going to pop out a mangonel and get them all in a second.
Yeah. Come on, Colin.
Give us
counter those Scorps.
Give us the juice. Give us the juice, Colin. Pop it out right there. He attack. He.
That was... I've never been so underwhelmed by a mangonel shot in my life.
There was one place he could click to hit nothing. And he clicks it. Oh, absolutely magical. Either way, the Trebs are out. The castle goes down for Team Dam, and while Flux is in a decent enough spot, they don't have anything of which they can push castles with, and so the castles are securing a lot of the front. Maybe if we ignored the fight at the front and we'd looped around with the army and tried to hit like into yellow. But as it stands, with additional castles coming up and army in play, it's going to be so hard to deal with this.
And we've got Arb coming on the right-hand side, speaking of looping round. Which I find hilarious because TeaMole have started walling the front, but there's just a nice army of Arbs in their base.
Yeah, behind the walls. And they see it as well, but it's just hard. One Scorpion will counter, that's okay. It'll get it. It's got ballistics. It shoots twice.
Oh.
Takes like 30 HP off. That's nice. Well done, that.
There is a castle there now as well, which has done more damage than the Scorpion managed. Actually done a lot of damage, as there is legionaries back fighting against an army they don't really counter.
Yeah. I mean, they do fine against knights, but it's knights and arbs and TC fire. And this is an upgraded TC that's actually doing some damage as well, so like the output is good. Over on the other side, we're still doing our steady push through. I don't think TeaMole has a chance in hell.
I mean, Flux is top score. He has boomed like crazy, and then Roman Eco is fantastic. But if it was charged Cavalier, boom into like the Cavalier with their charge attack.
Boom into throwing down two cat. Like, actually, legitimately, if the Romans had been in third position and we'd gone forward and we'd made Centurion instead, I would have preferred that to this. And I don't think I've made a Centurion in my life.
I think. Yeah. What's the KD? 80 kills for 145 dead. That's
Yeah.
all you need to know about how the comp is. Which, for your boom player, you want to be having Stakes KD with your boom player. Instead, Stakes been farming infantry with archers.
Yeah, Steak's been having a great time. Being a bad mole.
Oh, yeah, Joey getting trapped. Small wins. Small wins. Every little helps. Integral to the game.
It's when you know that you're already so fucked that you might as well. You might as well wall in the one villager. But yeah,
I love that
mean,
Joey comes over with camel archers. He's like, I'm getting out of that. As the army of legionaries
just
now
can't
up
fight
against
this.
Cavalier and Arb.
With no backup as well, really.
Yeah. Oh, there's like 10, 15 crossbow and a couple of scorpions, and they melt.
I mean, look, Legionnaires are still fucking Legionnaires, right? They're still fit. They fight way better than they have any right to. But you need some lefts as well as your rights. You can't just be pure haymaker, and it shows in this game. You need a team, a TeaMole, and there was no TeaMole in this one. I just I didn't love the strat.
We get a doubt castle to end the game as well. Lovely. Every good game ends with a doubt castle. We had a doubt TC, and now we got doubt castle.
But the thing about doubt castles is that they always went up. Like, that was supposed to be how it is. Like, it goes up, but it loses too much eco.
Yeah.
To be worth it.
So I guess the TC was the most doubt.
Yeah.
TC.
Doubt TC.
Yeah.
Doubt TC. They're even prepped.
From Mole that lost about 20 vils and then didn't go up on 99.8%.
And they used
Still
two
brutal.
of their water sieves on this.
Yeah. And I don't know what Vikings offered. They could have had poles at the front. As all of those sieves. Neither team used the admin sieves.
Yeah,
But poles
right?
could have done the same thing as Vikings in that game, surely. Arguably better.
Okay, so that was a win for... You probably want to see this, don't you? All of you guys. Win with Goths. That was a win with Malay and Berbers and Magyars. And that was a loss with Romans, Vikings...
Khmer and Bengalis.
Bengalis and Khmer. There we go. We should be going to one of the two home maps, so it's probably going to be Arena. Probably.
Are we unleashing Mel? We do have Burgundians. Do we have Mel? We'll find out soon.
Now the drama. Now the drama is there as they're hopping in. Steak, Dan, Joey, Mole.
Team Islands. Team Islands instead of Arena.
Okay, that's fine. So we are unlikely to see Mel then.
No, I think they're saving. They're keeping the powder dry.
She also might not be available. She might legitimately be at work.
Yeah, work. I mean, where are the priorities? There's GB draft, and work. Just think, if you win GB draft, it's like £100. That's £20. I mean, that's basically a little bit of work during a day.
See, I thought I donated money to increase that prize pool, but I can't remember how much I donated.
It might well have been updated. There's also the vouchers and stuff, but Liquipedia volunteers slacking, the traditional excuse.
She came back from a week off with about 1,100 emails to read. That's I relate.
That sounds like my Discord, which is not quite the same.
It's a tough job as well, like managing a venue like that. Do not envy. Do not envy. And everybody's got a billion questions. I hate sifting through group emails. That's the worst thing. When I get CC'd into something because somebody has like a minor question that I can answer, and I answer that, and then I'm trapped in the fucking email chain for the rest of time.
Yeah.
Fuck me, that's the worst.
You just got to remember you just reply to the one person, and then, like, so it's a personal one just to them, and then they can relay the information on, and then hope that it leaves you out eventually.
That's what I do with my hires team. Whenever the hires team drop me a message being like, "Can you speak to this person about this thing?" What I do is I just answer their questions and send it back to them, like to the hires team, and I'm like, pass that on yourselves. I do not I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak to the customers if I don't need to. Like, you be there. Today I went. They called me. I said, no, the customers cannot have overhead mics. We don't have any overhead mics. Like, that's not something we stock. So we could probably do something to catch the in the room sound for the person doing the recording, but like, we don't have any overheads, so we can't provide that. And the highest team went, "Oh yeah, cool, thank you. I'll let them know." And then I got an email back from the person hiring, being like, "Thank you. I spoke to Mike, and he confirmed that we can have overhead mics." I'm like, "That's the fucking opposite of what I just fucking said." What the fuck? Come on now.
Like, repeat after me. No overhead mics. No overhead mics. Customers can't have. Customers can't have. Okay, now tell them. Customers can have overhead. No.
And I am more than confident that the hires team said everything that I wanted them to say. I am convinced that it's the fact that the general public are just dumb. Speaking of just dumb, we have game number 2 between Meat Rubbers and TeaMole. And they are already planning to land. And we have Saracens, we have Byzantines, we have Armenians, and we have Sicilians on islands.
This is the most throwaway map ever.
I mean, they've just picked, oh god, Huns, Bulgarians, Celts, and Poles. If they're not going for a 4-person feudal landing, I don't know what's going on. Like, because they can't win on water. It's not possible for them to win on water, right?
No, this is just because this is 4 of the 5 admin civs.
Yeah.
Right? So use them now. Which, I mean, makes sense from their their draft that they didn't really have water sieves.
No.
At all.
And turns out, but there's 2 water maps. There's 2.
Yeah, but they've got Dravidians, which is nice for compass. Japanese, which is nice for compass, and then you sort of have. So those are your 2 water sieves, and then you go for whatever your other 2 options are. And now you also know exactly what water sieves the other team is leaving for compass.
Vibe. So we pushed in. We grabbed the boar, and it's just been there decaying for like 60 food or whatever.
Nice.
So it's
Who's
340.
dragged in the boar? And...
Okay, no. So we only lost like 30 food on it. Breakfast.
On to breakfast slander.
You would have
Lovely.
thought that breakfast would have more appreciation for a sausage. That seems like a waste of sausage meat, but that's just me.
Yeah, but maybe he's more partial to venison.
Maybe, but that's
he's showing his loyalties here.
That's a terrible breakfast. You don't want a gamey breakfast. Who has venison for breakfast? That sounds like some tough behaviour.
Mind you, boar sausages would be
That's
pretty
pretty
strong.
gamey as well. Yeah, no,
that would overwhelm everything else.
Okay,
Mind
back
you,
dock.
the food options aren't great. You've got turkey as well. Not sure I'd want turkey for breakfast.
Well, turkey bacon's a thing.
Yeah.
Like that's a common occurrence, especially if you're in an area where you've got a large non-pork eating community, and so turkey bacon it's a thing.
But
and
some
every
tuna.
time I'm like, but why would you bother? Fucking turkey rashers, what's wrong with you?
Well, it's a bit like vegan bacon, where you're just like, what? You're taking the concept of bacon and taking everything good from that concept and just. It's not bacon. It's not
What's
right
that?
bacon.
What's that video of the American church and the pastor lady, whoever lady is there, going, it's when you're frying some chicken, what do? You pour on your oil. When you fry your your steak, what do? You pour on your oil. When you're frying your onions, what do? You pour on your oil. What do you do when you fry your bacon? Nothing. Because it's got its own oil. Whoa, oil. Americans love oil. And you can't do that with your fake bacon because they don't got their own oil. They don't got its own oil. No Americans involved. Barracks on the way down for steak. Barracks on the way down for Dan.
I was looking at the top, going, where's the landing coming? Getting the wrong teams. It's got to be it. But then I feel like they should have landed by now. Are they just debating everyone and doing a FC?
It could be an FC. I mean, they're still playing at standard, so the Celts are dropping double dock. They are going to try and contest water, and Celts are fine for the majority of water play. Like with their fast wood collection, they get shipwright, they get dry docks. So like their navy's solid. The only thing that they're lacking is fast fire and elite cannon galleon, which is why they fall off so hard in Imp. But until that, if you've won water with them and you're trying to support like a landing, Celts aren't bad.
So we've got Poles. Joey's got a
and
transport at
Bracer,
the front.
yeah.
So we're getting Poles landing and Bulgarians landing.
But it'll be spotted because we've already got
it will be spotted.
Barracks, stable.
You might as well just prep for a landing.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Here she goes, and they spot it immediately.
Yeah.
like immediately. Magic.
Oh, the classic landing into house.
I love a landing into a house.
Yeah.
I love Flux
Okay.
not joining in with the scout fight as well.
Yeah.
So Mole lost his scout when there was 2 scouts there to 1.
And yeah, stable range. Are we getting a third landing? We're getting Steak. What is this from Steak? This is I have no trust in my team and how their landing will go, which is probably valid.
Yeah, that's
as
stakes are
Colin's
reasonable.
just deleted and about to lose 2 vills, so that's 1 landing dealt with.
Yeah.
Um,
Donjon, of course. This is the perfect place for a donjon as well.
yeah. So this is the landing dealt with. Joey's 2 vills are dead, so we got a range and a stable, and 4 dead vills. The walls from Steak make so much sense now. He's like, I know you guys are gonna do awful, so I'm prepping.
Yeah, Steak's like, I don't want to be involved in whatever nonsense you guys are doing.
Yeah. As Colin did wall in one of his vills, very cheeky. It's gonna die, but it was a nice little wall in.
And all the while, like we're losing water. We're
Yeah, it's breakfast v Fez on water now. Now we can now that the landing's gone, we can see how the water goes. But the problem is, it's just better galleys versus plain simple galleys.
Yeah.
So breakfast should dominate.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Dominant breakfast. Well, scouts popped out and they die.
Yeah, archers
Achieving
popped
nothing.
out shortly, and they will die. Oh, they're off on an expedition.
They kill a scout.
Getting chased. Yeah, might get the spearman as well. Get it. Oh,
Ah, the value.
yeah.
What's that? Joey is absolutely dog shit. Joey's not dog shit. He's just having a bad day.
The thing is, like, if you're going for these,
Steak. When did Steak get over there?
oh, did he go with scouts? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
That was sensible, and he got in, and he's picked off a couple of vills on the wood line.
So Steak has done more landing with scouts than
Yeah.
the 2 at the front managed. Yeah, breakfast is eventually 1 water. Breakfast is 1
Steak's
water.
killed
against
8.
Yeah.
Steak killed 8.
Steak carry.
It is a bit of a Steak carry, especially if Steak spins. Yeah.
As Joey has landed again, should still be spotted. It is getting pinged.
Yeah, their awareness is good. I'm really liking their awareness.
Dan's going to build another donjon just by that stable. I think Joey needs to run and hop in the transport ship.
Transport and get away.
Yeah. Oh no, he's not going to build a donjon. He's going to box it down instead. As great damage for Steak, though, on Dan's woodline. Steak is just single-handedly making this game close.
Closer. Castle Age on the way in for both Mole and Steak. And Colin went for another landing. It forces a tower out. We try to get double archery range up and running. But look at the swift reactions from Mole.
Yeah. Nice, but there are fire ships that should help the Vills kind of survive for a little bit longer. As Steak is now coming in with his scouts, but they're on stand ground. Well, they've run away. And we have a landing from Flux as well, who is
and
getting damage.
Breakfast is clearing up Fez's navy.
Sort of.
Sort of. I mean, he should have lost that fight terribly, and instead he traded fine.
Yeah. But that is... I love... Joey's stable. And it didn't go up. Unsurprisingly. Who knew that building a stable next to a dock wouldn't be successful?
Yeah. Well, you know, Joey's not having the best of days, but at the same time, I mean, Castle Age is in for Mole. Castle Age will be in for Flux in a moment, but Steak and Breakfast aren't toast. Steak has forced a lot of reactions out from the team. Just transporting, but
I feel like Steak has more kills almost than... Yeah, he has more kills in this landing than Joey and Colin managed with their combined.
Yeah, well, I mean, they didn't really achieve a huge amount, and Breakfast is doing okay.
Yeah, Breakfast is holding on water. Will is eventually going to lose, I think.
The problem is
and
like
Steak still has his fish alive, which is the big thing.
Yeah, well, it's done its job. It's got Steak to Castle Age.
As Joey is going for landing number 10, I think. Where's he gonna build this stable?
Flux decided that they didn't like being landed, so he's landed himself, and we've got some archers in Colin's base.
And another landing, more crossbow landed in Dan's transport ship. As Joey is bringing Steak over with some vills. This is just a landing.
Mole has been microing down a tower.
He's having fun.
So like, bear in mind that this tower has been garrisoned with archers, and he's just been microing back and forth to the point where the archers were forced to ungarrison. And he gets it down. Yep. What a dork.
And now we have triple stable landing from Dan and from Steak and Joey.
This is better.
Yeah. As Joey hits Castle Age shortly.
Yeah, I mean,
and Dan pings like a mad lad.
He's like, seriously, fucking deal with this, please. Bloodlines for...
Are they just gonna... There is a stable range there. The quick walls won't go up. Or they might. One knight gets out. And landing number 5 from Joey has gone as well as the first 4.
Yeah, you just need to delete him, to be honest.
Yeah.
Going for Bloodlines first was just super not clever.
Steak is back raiding Woodlines with the remnants of his cavalry.
Yeah, but at the same time, we were having to play a bit more defensive at home. Second TC on the way down for the Celts, and they've pretty much completely lost the water, realistically, here.
Breakfast is coming around the back. He's clearing up Dan's fishing.
Breakfast in the back.
Yeah.
And Steak still fishing.
And he's clearing up Mole's navy now.
Top score.
As Flux did lose his forward crossbow as well.
Ooh,
drop them off! And the transport ship is gone. And score switch. Somehow, some way, with like, the eco is not that great for TeaMole. What? It's Steak's damage with cavalry. He's got 28 Vil kills. Yeah. And 52 kills in general. And are they somehow
Are they doing it?
Are they doing this with absolutely no water sieves?
They could be doing
And
it.
4 3-aways. 4 throwaway sieves.
This would be a massive win if they managed to grab it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it should still be really friggin' hard. Like...
The longer it goes on, definitely. But...
Bear in mind, these knights are never getting through this stone wall. Like...
No.
The only way you're getting them out is if we manage to get a transport over with like
Breakfast
a petard.
is winning water though, so there's a chance that if Joey maybe builds a dock close by and a transport ship and stops trying to land, because every time he's tried to land, it's not gone well. He can transport on behalf of everyone else.
He can land, but if he lands, he needs to be landing and with like 10 vills and drop a crepost.
Yeah.
Or 2.
Yeah, or land with military, which is all Stake did. As soon as Stake switched into landing with villagers in a building, he's got his cavalry trapped.
Yes, I guess, and we definitely had the buildings at home to be able to, even if we were just sending 2 knights over with those villagers.
Yeah, it would deny the walls going up.
But no transport ships prepped. So
I love
scrap.
the dedication of Breakfast. Rather than almost focusing entirely on winning water, he has 18 war galleys shooting a stone wall.
Yeah. What wins? 1 stone wall or or I don't know, just a dock. Just a dock with a transport ship.
As Stake's like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and he builds a forward dock himself.
Transport ship on the way over from Joey again. But look at the walling here at the front from Dan. Really, really nice, preemptive and cautious.
It's 1 vill, Joey. Why are we landing with 1 vill? Which immediately gets spotted because they've got outposts everywhere.
This transport ship could have been useful.
Yes.
Over here, but Stake is like, oh, it's fine, I'll fucking do it myself.
Joey's like, oh, I've got a nice sneaky spot. But we can just delete. He's building an outpost. Oh, Joey. Sneaky landing into an outpost. And now is Dan about to wall in Joeysville? Oh no. Joey comes. Joey's gonna try and wall in Dansville instead. Watch Joey ping this and go and laugh in all chat. In a classic Joey way.
He is pinging it. He is pinging it. I'm amazed that we managed to get a conversion actually there on the night from Fez.
And yeah, the Stake landing. I was too focused on the Joey villager. The rest of the game is happening.
Look at the walls. Panic walls everywhere.
Panic walls, but the woodline is open. The vills are getting slaughtered.
The
knights are in. Are we getting a doubt TC? Oh no, quick walls.
Nice. Oh, less nice.
Shame about the woodline.
Oh! We trap them.
We got trapped, but on the right hand side, we're not so trapped.
Got spears there.
Yeah.
Murder. More conversions coming in.
And on the back of this, Colin has got up to Imp, and he's gone fast fires. And
that's what they needed.
now Mole's navy is gonna get melted.
No shipwright though, and no elite can. Does any of the civs have elite cannon galleon? No. So no elite cannon galleon. So we really struggle for the range.
Or Oh, the damage from Stakes Knight, so... Oh, maybe not. I think they are all going to die eventually, but... More Vill kills. We've got villagers
51.
fighting knights.
51 eco kills for Stake, who's just... He's going for a Vill drop and a castle. There we go.
It's a castle. And there are monks coming. So it might be a doubt castle as well. But...
Monk defense. There's not many Vills here. And he pulls back. Oh, is that just a reset?
The only issue with doing that is you can then
If
use your
the transport gets converted,
Yeah.
but
Oh. And it will go up.
it's
As we-
close. It's close.
Oh. There might be enough Vills to box it, but
There's only 2 left. Oh, 3 Vills survived. That was close. That was close. All the
breakfast
while,
coming in clutch.
Flux sneaks in, does a bit of damage there to poor Stake, who is boomed up and looking pretty tidy. We've got Sicilian fleet on the way in for the Armenians, who are going to get harder and harder to deal with on water. Defensive castle on the way in for Dan, but it's Imp Stake, and we're like... Actually, we're pretty
is.
much imp ourselves, actually, so
Yeah.
Treb fight is fine.
And does Stake have the resources for it? For
He's
tread
not.
fights?
He's not got the wood for it at all. So first Treb out should actually be from green. Their walling up has been really, really good. Breakfast.
Yeah.
How far is breakfast away from him? Could if he market abused, he'd be fine. Because fast fires are out now for the Byzantines. Byzantine fast fires versus underwhelming Celt navy is like the only thing we have going for us is numbers.
And then the heavy demos from Armenians potentially as well. Currently it's just Romans, but the navy of Colin could be not long for the world.
Ooh, petards!
It feels. Is
do
that
we-
just to break through walls?
Yeah, like so we blow a hole through the walls to regain our stables and blow a hole through the second wall and continue our raiding. But I think this castle goes down, you know.
Or is he gonna do it so that the cavalier distracts and then the
It's 2 castles.
yeah.
Dan has put his goddamn team on his shoulders, right? And he's been the visible goddamn hard carry that they have needed. Because water is starting to swing around now. Mole's Armenian fleet is looking pretty good. They've got Drom on numbers. They've got fast fires out from the Byzantines. Like, it's getting harder and harder to deal with. Paladin in? We tried to blow up the market, but there wasn't enough petards there.
Oh,
There was a hole.
it was. But quick walls don't quite come in.
Okay, but we did lose our castle.
Yeah. But now it's Night Flood. Well, Paladin Flood even.
A paladin flood under two castles is like you still don't want these paladins to be staying around here as we
and
re-wall.
really nice walls. Beautiful walls.
Dan is what a gamer today. What a gamer. I genuinely think if it wasn't for Dan, they'd be dead already in this game.
But you could also say the other way, if it wasn't for Stake, this game would have been over a long time ago.
Yeah, completely agree.
The amount of damage. It's been 2 captains' performances for the game. And I mean, there's 100 build difference between the teams.
And that's purely because Fez is dead.
Yeah. And they are on a timer because their navy is terrible, as half of Joey's navy gets flattened by some Armenian demos. But whilst Stake has a foothold, it does feel like there's a chance.
There is a chance. I mean, it's high damage, but how are they going to feel about their position when effectively this is a naval death ball that they have zero way of dealing with from now on?
Yeah. And it does feel like Stake's landing is gone, and he is just getting the occasional kill, but has lost out. And I mean, yeah, they just don't have a strong navy at this point. I think the Huns navy is probably the best.
Yeah, if they'd been playing this out on a land map, they 100% would have won.
Yeah.
But it's not a land map. Yeah. It's islands. it's Team Islands, and it turns out navy's important. They made it way more competitive than it had any right to be. But genuinely, I don't know how you. I don't know how you win this. Right? Like how do you win this? You have zero answer to this. You need to have a really solid landing.
Well, we have. There's going to be another attempt from Stake to try and sneak over, but obviously Dan has just walled the entire front of their base.
Wherever they go,
so
they're spotted. Like there's galleons, we nip over, there's castles there, there's fast fires, like
I feel like the way to do it would be round the right hand side, as I mean they land, but the problem is it's landing into stables, and Paladin isn't going to win the game at this point, as Flux comes across with camels, and it's like, you know what counters Paladin?
Yeah.
And I think we might see the GG called shortly.
Yeah, I mean they're scrapping out. They've got to be feeling really good because they know that they pretty much killed Fez, but also they just killed Fez.
Yeah. Well, the other big thing here is they know that Dan's team still haven't used any of the admin civs, so they're gonna have to do the same thing of probably a throwaway map as well, and you've done this one really close. You've made this game really close with throwaway civs.
But those throwaway civs are not that throwaway on more landy maps. Like, I think they're pretty fit.
There's no archers there. That's the thing. They're all kind of cavalry.
What the fuck are archers? Who cares about archers on shrubland?
Well, most people care about archers on shrubland, in fairness. I mean, they're probably not bad arena civs. I doubt they would use them, but Poles, Celts, Slavs and Bulgarians doesn't feel like the worst arena civs in the world.
It's clear, and there's the score switch again.
Yeah.
They're still scrapping this out, but the eco is rebalancing. Fez, who was dead, is back up to 75 villages, looking way healthier, as the slow and steady naval death ball is just creeping round, pushing. Colin's got 8 military.
I mean, there's still a fair amount of wood left for both teams, but it does feel like, what's the win condition for the meat rubbers? I don't think they can land at any point.
No, the only vulnerable spot is sort of on this far left area where the markets are. And to get there, you have to go through the Armenian navy.
Well, you could come round the right-hand side and land at the back. Or
yeah, that's true. There's a little gap there. They'll see it coming.
on
though.
that hill as well, and then you can get a castle on a hill.
You can edge here in this bitch. Okay, that's a thing. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that's the weakest part of their base. I think the whole back side feels weak, but then you've got to go around with a navy, and that's optimistic.
Yeah.
We are going to get some juicy demo shots from breakfast though on fast fires. Lovely.
Excellent, but we're at the point where Sicilians, their upgrades are in, and their galleons are just better in every way than the Celt galleons. So we're at that stage where there isn't anything that any of the stake civs can do that the TeaMole civs can't do better.
Yeah, and we've got heavy camel in now for flux, so the paladins, there is a stable that's landed, but the paladins can't really do anything. Stake's desperately trying to get on water, and they are pushing back Mole's Armenian navy. But at the same time, breakfast is losing the right hand side.
Yeah, he was always like. At least they've got heavy demo. This would be different had they managed to get a decent landing. There's a raid going on, and we did try and get some more stables up, but it didn't work. We did go for that left hand side. It was spotted out pretty swift, and it's just like Flux's whole job is just like.
Put out the fires.
Yeah, spam camels and get rid of villagers, and that has happened so far. If they can be a nuisance, that can be handy. I love that we didn't even bother getting the pike upgrade.
Yeah, none of that. Also love the fact that Mole has 69 vills. Lovely. That's peak gameplay.
It's very mole, isn't it? Nice. More heavy demos. It's just... They're toast, mate. They're toast.
Yeah. But they are still... They're dealing with Mole's navy nicely, but... Just...
Heavy
They're
camels
losing
in.
the right-hand side. They're going to lose the markets as well.
Look, they're preemptively rebuilding them.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not quite at a wood game, but we're not a million miles off now.
No.
Don John
If
Rush!
anything, they need to stop chopping the middle wood and go to the edge wood and chop as much of that as possible.
Yeah, they need to be playing with the right wood. But
Yeah,
also...
Exactly.
Look at this. Dan MT, who I would say carried their side pretty damn hard, pointing out every landing, actively pinging shit, like had the awareness that stopped all of these landings, is the one that is responsible for like all of the good walling, the castles that stopped stake. Now Dan has turned around as the Sicilians, Don John rushing with unupgraded sergeants.
Yeah. Oh, they're elite now. They're elite at least. It is almost like that whole my turn kind of thing. Bit of chance for revenge, and breakfast is too busy trying to boat that he's actually not reacted to.
He got a
now
treb
he
out.
is.
He got a treb. He got a treb out.
Now he's built a mining camp. He's building
That-
a new mining camp.
That'll
under
fix it.
2 Don shots.
Yep, that'll solve the problem. Good job,
Yeah.
breakfast.
Yeah, I mean, they're tanking fire whilst the Hun Paladin, and whilst the stake forces a castle up, so maybe it's all... It's all for naught.
Yeah, I tell you, it was all she wrote in game number 2 as TeaMole takes it in pretty convincing fashion. A nice attempt from Stake, but yeah, Dan put his team on his shoulders and did everything that they needed, allowing the Armenians to get themselves up to a solid naval position, locking off the sides. So yeah, just solid play. Risky for a little bit. Risky.
The legend of Dan building walls. I mean, I think that's
Dan Wall
what it's all about.
MT. Filthy. And I want to go to the pub. Good game number 2 though. Didn't mind that at all.
Yeah. A lot closer than expected, given the civs used.
When is Mel? I mean, it's a great question. I didn't expect Mel to be playing water, but if we're now going to a non-watery map, like if we're moving over to, I'm saying that we could be going
to
compass.
Shrubland, right?
Yeah.
I reckon Steak's been cooking with cavalry shenanigans. Whereas Mole there's been a lot of water play from most of Team Mole. So you go, we don't want to have you cooking on water still.
They also didn't.
So we'll go to Shrubland and take you to land where we were dominating last game.
So we've had Bulgarians and Celts and Poles and Huns.
Yep.
Gone. Yeah. And that was Armenians and Sicilians and Saracens and Byzantines?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. So, I mean, I guess we still have Chinese, Italians, Koreans, and Persians for Crescent. Oh, wow. Incas. What? You think Incas...
I
Persians,
reckon Incas...
Not Crescent, Compass.
It's what map are they gonna... I reckon they're gonna use the admin civs on Shrubland. Looking at their civs. Like Chinese, Italians, Persians, and Incas for... Actually, Italians can be on Arena.
Oh, yeah,
so... But you've got definite compass civs and you've got definite arena civs.
Yeah, Chinese, Persians, Koreans, Incas.
And they don't have Shrubland civs left, really. I mean, you can get Shrubland civs out of them, but I think we're going to see them just sack civs for Shrubland, which seems to be the next game. If I'm right from Spectator.
Well, I mean, if it's
listed up, at least.
I mean, there's Slavs and Bulgarians and Huns, right, that are available for TeaMole. All of those...
I reckon you go...
That's pretty
Poles,
melee. That's pretty melee.
Poles and Huns flank. Bulgarians... Or you could go Bulgarian Trush, Swords and Trush, maybe.
Yeah, but that's not going to be what they're going to make Mel do. Mel's boom into knights and send.
Yeah, so you get Mel as Hun's pocket or Slav's pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Bulgarians get to cook with Poles. Yeah, and then you don't use Celts. You go shenanigans with Slavs and Hun's pocket, Bulgarians and Poles, man-at-arms trushing.
Yeah,
but
for both. It means 0 archer civs at all, though.
Yeah, but they've decided that Shrubland is the map they don't care about. I like. Unless they're really planning something with their civs remaining, which just feel like too much like arena and compass.
Maybe they go Bulgarian archers. Maybe they really overcook them.
But that's why I want Bulgarians and Poles flank and go swords. Screw archers. Just go swords.
There's
Swords and towers.
no Mel on Shrubland? What the fuck? What the
Is she? I know that she was in
Yeah, she was in chat.
chat.
We got a
So-
soon.tm. They're going Shrubland and they're not melling it up. This seems like peak time to pick a Mel. But what do I know? That maybe they've
Especially if
got a plan.
you're going civs that don't matter. Alright. It's first game, and then you play arena afterwards, assuming you lose. So it's like a warm-up game for Mel.
But they win if it was Mel.
Yeah, obviously.
Easy clap.
Mel carry.
Once won a tournament game opening man at arms, 2 range archers as Bulgarians. Yeah, well, one time I killed HuggieG with feudal swords, so
Did you?
yeah.
When
It's
did
like
you beat me with feudal swords?
5 years ago, dude.
Was it? Fair enough. Sounds good. I mean, I've been traumatized ever since. I've tried to forget it, obviously.
Back then I beat most people with feudal swords. It was good times. Nobody made swords back then. It just wasn't the done thing.
We got Huns and Poles. We don't have Bulgarian flank. Disappointing. I don't think we're seeing men at arms.
Once lost my TC to nothing but skirms. I feel that in my... Well, this was a fast game.
Did they just... Has it ended, or...
Well, it ended for me.
No, they're going for me. I was going to say, did they just go GG? Which I feel like would not be in the spirit of the thing, of just like the ultimate tanking a game where you just instantly call GG. I think they'll get in trouble, but no, it should be going.
I got a game over. Well, attempt 2 electric boogaloo. There seems to be an issue for me.
If you restart your game,
Yeah,
I had it for front line.
I've got all of the flag load spawn bollocks. Wow, I never get to see this. What exactly is this? This is a 4v4 tournament for the GB Discord. So obviously, every player involved is entirely British. There are no foreigners involved, no foreign captains. Everybody is a right royal true blue Brit, 100%.
Yeah.
No foreigners round here. Oh no, we've Brexited.
Oh, Dan might get guided, or he does a block. Oh, there's almost a lion killing Dan's thing. Do you want me to introduce what's happening?
That's all right. We'll find it when we get there.
Because we've already lost our scout as Dan. We are almost losing a Ville to Stake.
Nice.
As Stake so we got Dan v Stake, which is quite nice.
That is good.
So yeah, Dan ran into Stake's TC because if only this was a circular map and you could tell where people were really easily.
We've seen quite a lot of people running their fucking scouts into their opponent's TCs on Shrubland on a circular map where everybody spawns in predictable locations. That's been a regular theme of the tournament so far. I
think Dan was going for a lame and just overcooked it.
Just balls.
I wasn't paying too much attention.
Oh, you are right. You are right, Neil. I was on the wrong scene. But thankfully, what I love about all of my terrible scenes is that you can always sort of vaguely see, small in the distance, that the TV's on. Like it's like we could be watching on the big pub TV, which sometimes I forget to change out of the scene for, and it's like it's fine. Like it's fine. It's just on the TV.
It's a vibe as well. It's like it's a
just in the pub, having a watch, other sports. One of the best things we ever had was for watching not the Hidden Cup 5 at the venue in London, but when we were watching in the pub, like the day before, with just a whole bunch of randomers, most of whom I'd never met before in my life. Like, that was great. Just watching Age of Empires in a pub with some nerds it was great fun. It was great fun. Are we going to be having great fun in game number 3 now? I hadn't looked at the saves.
As the legend of Dan Wall MT returns.
Look at his sneaky mill, though.
Yeah.
Like, that he's walling in.
Yeah. Got all in that as well.
Dan takes no chances, MT. Oh, Flux taking some scout damage.
Yeah, and we'll lose this because Colin will be up to Feudal Age first, but there's another scout coming instead. As we get some crazy plays of a range opening from Tatars. We are yet to see a pole tower, which fills me with... We're just gonna play this standard with worse civs.
Hold on. Portuguese were banned. Yes, that's why, Neil. Portuguese were banned. I had to double check because I couldn't remember.
And we've just got the throwaway civs on one team.
I think what's fun about this, especially because they're going to like a best of 5, is that we effectively have all of the civs. There's like, what, 4 or 5 bans each? Which ain't that many.
Does one civ not get drafted? Or do they all get drafted? I can't remember.
I think they all get drafted. But like, I love that. I love the open sort of the last admin picks that are free pick. I love that. I'd be very interested in having that system in the next season of Tarnished Deathmatch.
As Fez tried to send 2 coats to Dan to help out, and then one got killed as he deleted the walls, and the next one's about to get killed as well. Oh no, Fez is just bringing it home instead.
Yeah.
It's just proper goat gameplay.
Oh,
What he could do is just send it up to Dan's little
that's true.
berry community.
He's hidden eco, as Dan makes a point of re-walling.
Yeah. Sometimes you've got a wall extra, but they're just going to ignore the legend of Dan Wall MT and go to the pocket instead.
I don't. So this strat is fine, and I think with Dan pulling it off, that's probably the best person to do it. I've been really underwhelmed when we saw the Koreans go for this sort of wall up, try and ignore Feudal Age completely play. But that's because people end up receiving damage, a la Fez over here, who didn't manage to fully wall up like Dan. Loses
he's
a villager.
only lost a Vil. Only a Vil, though.
And it's not... it's not ideal, because it means that effectively your pocket player is not a real pocket. They have to have something in play. If they just open Fast Castle, they're gonna have just a shit time. And it seems like at both ends of the spectrum, they're a little bit on the defensive. Nice military mass up for Mole and Flux though, but they don't take the fight together, and they lose all of Flux's scouts. Flux absolutely fucks it. He absolutely fucks it.
The other issue is because both the pocket and the flank are walled on one side, we now have 4 scouts in the middle of Flux's base. Sort of, as they eat TC far. Breakfast not failing to get the evil kill, but there's a lot of exposed eco for Flux, whilst he's just lost his entire scout army, and now Mole is feeling at home because he's like, well, I can't go out because they've got scouts and archers.
Yeah, well, though Mole can pick off reinforcements, but that's the only thing Mole can do. Now that they're swinging around, look at how exposed Flux is. Oh.
Yeah. And if they go left, then... Oh, and the Vills are out again, gathering berries, and this could be another 3 or 4 more dead Vills. Or none.
Because you had a bad day. You take your one down.
The problem for Mole is the further he goes out, the more in danger of getting tripled by 2 scouts and an archer. That's spicy content, as that's exactly what's happening.
He should have just chilled at home. Yeah. he should have just chilled at home.
He's actually killed a lot of the scouts though, but he will lose his archer mass.
I like that he decided to refocus the archers instead.
Yeah.
Cut down that archer mass a decent amount, especially when he was going to lose that fight.
I love that Flux just keeps going out. He's like, every little helps.
Yeah, it's still good. It's still good. We're fine. I have hope. No, Flux. No, it's not. Yeah. It's not.
I like that they have managed to get two sneak berry patches. One for Flux and one for Dan. As Dan has made it to Castle Age, we'll be going for the old Hun CA.
Yeah, Portuguese have been pretty good on Arena. As considering you're effectively going Fast Castle straight into the unique unit. And organ guns in 1v1, because of their lack of maneuverability, can be a little bit underwhelming. But I think in the team games, they've been really, really good because they can be backed up by other things quite nicely. One of the big vulnerabilities is that they're quite vulnerable to like mangonel play, to kind of like siege counters and monks. But that's less viable in team games where there is going to be some kind of mounted unit that is running around. So you have a relatively high damage output, pretty tanky ranged unit that is able to like do stuff. So yeah, Portuguese pretty good. What? Look at Joey's berries. Okay, I'm looking at Joey's berries.
Oh, Joey has buried a lot.
He's definitely buried.
Which is interesting considering he's not...
With Mills.
Georgians. But...
Yeah.
I mean, we do have lots of berries for breakfast now. But it's quite risky burying, considering...
He's getting wheelbarrow? Why?
Extra gathering berries.
Extra berry gathering.
Yeah.
Okay, well... Cav archers are at least going to be a slight nuisance distraction. Dan is gonna have to do a whole bunch of carrying. He's gonna have to be carry MT.
The issue is there's just because he had to wait till Castle Age for his army to start producing. He's just got Mayans with 20 crossbow already. So,
Oh, fucking hell.
I mean,
I don't
yeah.
think Breakfast expected to get into Fez's base there, and he almost trapped his scouts.
Yeah.
I think that was an all military click over to try and chase down this, and that was just awkward pathing. That's so funny.
Classic. As it reveals a hole as well.
Yeah. Could have been quite a useful one.
Yeah, and now Dan's CA against Mayan CA with Thumbring, I think already.
It's like yeah, that's a lot.
This
20.
this is Stakes happy place.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And
I love the running into the base only to run back out. He's like, well, fuck that noise. I ain't going anywhere near that. I love the balls to go for an extra TC instead of like a siege workshop. It's a vibe. They are so like Team Dan are super on the back foot here, and they did do exactly what you said, which is completely disregard like any of the just go all of the admin picks, and it shows because the comp is effectively non-existent.
yeah, I do. I'm not sure I like it as a concept of like teams being able to do it. But that might just be me being a negative Nancy. It does just kind of feel like in tennis where people get disappointed when you tank a set. It does feel kind of like, well, we're just going to throw a game. Which, it's a technique, but I'm not sure I like it as it being allowed. I'm not saying it's against the rules or anything. I just would like the civs to have to play with it.
I still think that if they'd played standard, that they would have been in a better spot. I kind of feel like the strat that they went for allowed them to be put in a really shit spot. I mean, Fast Castle Cav Archer. Fine.
Well, I think that was Dan lost his scout super early, so he couldn't push in Zebra, which means you're immediately on the back foot against Mayans with cheaper, longer-lasting res and cheaper archers. Like, it's not a great position to be in with basically standard archers. So I understood why Dan did the FC.
Joey! You had a job there. Just the light cap just fuck off and then leave poor Mole like fighting not Mole, leave poor Colin fighting uphill against Mole.
Yeah. Joey! He dodged for a little bit, that's what he wanted to do. Oh no, this could be rough for Mole. He needs some glorious quick walls on the wood line. Gets most of them. Gets all of them. And the crossbow are trying to dive in. I'm not sure the crossbow want to dive in.
Yeah, well, Flux hasn't got us around there. That's a lot of dead vills underneath the TC as well. So
and it's two crossbow masses. And I mean, it's double the military count.
And
it's
and Stake is mopping up Dan over on the other side. This is a short one. Me feels.
Well, Dan's had to come across with CA to try and stem the flood outside Mole's base, but while doing that, he's been Mayaned, pretty much.
Do you remember that little bit earlier where I went, oh, he's brave to go for a second TC instead of a siege workshop, and I think I were right there that was a bit brave. Greedy. I mean, it's done well. We're up to 67 villagers, and we've definitely been under pressure. I am surprised that we built a TC at home and didn't build it like out.
But speaking of siege workshops, though, I would just love a siege workshop from either side of
Steak or breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah, because Dan is okay. Dan has 3 vills outside of his base, but I feel like a siege workshop defeats Dan at this point. Pretty much.
We went for Scorpion.
Yeah. Scorpion is a vibe.
Scorpion is a vibe.
Yeah. And it's the same for Mole. We can just build a siege workshop outside his base, and our 67 vills are down to 44. And there's not enough room in the house, in the DC, as the GG is called.
That was a great dive. That was a really good dive. Just knowing they could do enough damage there.
And yeah, I have to say, TeaMole as Flux is like, I can handle this.
Well, Mole Flux has said GG, but then hasn't.
Flux is like, GG, defeat me.
I think Flux was like, oh, I thought you guys resigned. I was waiting for.
Yeah. I was doing great, as I've got 46 vills and no army. I can handle it. But I have to say, psychologically, Meat Rubbers did a lot better with throwaway civs than TeaMole. I don't think Flux is tilted, to be honest. It's 4 civs that they didn't expect to win with.
Why Poles here instead of Celts?
I mean, honestly, I prefer Poles if you were going to do something different. But yeah, it feels
you make
like
a lot of mills. A lot equals a lot of
Yeah.
pop space. Okay.
It's not really, you're not, same as the Slavs, you're not really getting the pole bonus. You're getting the pole bonus even less than the Slavs. But if you were doing some shenanigans with poles, then I'm all for it. But they played kind of meta.
Yeah, well, didn't necessarily go too well there. So that is Slavs gone. Oh, I'll make that a 3 because it's there. That is a 3 for Poles. They're completely gone, and Huns are completely gone.
Yeah.
So there's still Slavs left over and Celts for the team, but I don't think
which I totally expect to be played.
And I guess that means that we're going. You know, they've warmed up. They've kept the space going for Mel. It's got to be Mel time now, right? And it fucking is. So that was a Shrubland win. And so we should be going to Arena. So what's our Arena civs, Huggy? As you're my resident.
I've got to work out what was
pro.
Used.
We've got Lithuanians, Georgians. Oh no, we don't. I haven't ticked off Mayans.
Yeah,
Mayans gone.
Mayans.
Fuck! I didn't even twig what they
Tatars.
played.
Tatars, Georgians, Franks, and Mayans. So we've probably got Turks, Hindustanis, Aztecs, and Lithuanians. They've got a lot of variety. Vietnamese will be the TC. So Vietnamese, Dravidians, Japanese, and Malians are probably Compass.
So we think, yeah. So we're going Hindustanis, Turks, Aztecs.
I don't know whether anyone's. I don't really know. I mean, you could just go Slavs rather than Aztecs, to be honest. I think I prefer Slavs as a pocket compared to Aztecs.
Yeah. Or maybe they don't go Hindustanis. They go Hindustanis on Arena. And Aztecs is for...
Well, Hindustanis is Arena, right? Aztecs feels like Arena or nothing.
Yeah, it has to be Arena Aztecs because monk bollocks.
Yeah. So you have Turks flank. So it'd be Turks and one other flank, which you're either looking at
Turks and Aztec flank, Hindustanis and Lith pocket.
Lith pocket.
Okay, yeah, I'm vibing. What
But,
about the other side?
We got Burmese, Koreans, Burgundians, and probably Gujaras. Oh no, actually Italians. Italians would be one flank. So Italians, Burmese, Gujaras, Burgundians. And then
you
you
think
get Koreans.
leave off Koreans? Okay.
Yeah, Koreans, Chinese, Persians, and Incas for compass.
For Crescent, the compass. That's the one. That's the one. Okay. Okay, we can fuck with that. Again, I'm convinced that Meat Rovers draft is like in a month. In a month, Meat Rovers draft is going to be just better.
Oh yeah.
but for now, it's a vibe. It's a vibe.
But the thing with Meat Robbers, if the civs are right, the longer it goes on, the better the civs for Meat Robbers on Arena. Because Burgundians have an eco power spike, but then they've got bad paladin. Gujaras kind of lose to Hindustanis.
The siege is a bit naff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Other than the Italians.
Burmese are kind of on a timer as well. I mean, elephants are nice, and Italians are also on a timer. So it does feel like TeaMole need to win early imp, and then Meat Rubbers need to just survive till the longer the game goes on, and then their comp is just better.
They've got two camel civs, a knight civ, and Aztecs probably going for at the start of the game for like monkey siege bollocks to pressure, and then long term leaning into pikes and maybe arb, maybe.
Well, they can go siege with Aztecs, SO.
Yeah.
If you're going heavy, but that's why I just kind of prefer almost a Hindustani flank Slav pocket, because I feel like Slavs offer so much more than Aztecs, and they do have the Slavs available.
It's there. It is right there, isn't it?
But
free for
the
the
Aztecs
taking.
the Aztec pick is just wild because they're just it's an underwhelming team game civ.
Yeah. Oh, they started 2 minutes ago as well.
Oh no! How we missed so much? How are we gonna recover?
How are we gonna cope?
Yeah. If only they'd started 20 minutes ago, and then something might be happening. But it is kind of as we expected.
It is kind of as we expected. Except Koreans.
Oh, Koreans. Okay. So it's Koreans instead of Italians. No,
Yeah.
Italians are there. So it's what is Koreans instead of? I'm trying to think.
It's Koreans instead of Burmese.
Gujarat? No. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
Koreans
is surprising.
instead of Burmese. Okay, well, Burmese is still pretty groovy for Compass, so I mean that's fine. Like,
yeah.
Burmese are just
Free
fine.
wood. Has anyone had any issues with a boar? Just whilst we watch. I mean, Colin has a lot of rotting food under his TC. Fez is doing a nice push. Oh, there's so much happening.
Oh, scene.
I,
You didn't miss out.
yeah, I mean,
One day I'd like to learn how to cast arena, but deep down I don't want that, because that means I'd
there
have to be
isn't
watching arena.
a way to cast the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So you do a Civ roundup for the first minute, maybe 2 minutes if you're feeling lucky.
Yep.
You can't even look at the relics because they're just in the middle. I mean, I would say in this generation, the relics probably favor TeaMole slightly. And then you're done. There. We've got through everything about the start of Arena. And then you just start asking how your day's been. That's basically it.
Everybody can
yeah.
help me make my Mackey's order.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want.
And then we look at Fez's mining camp and question whether that's suboptimal.
I think it's fine. You probably only have 4 on, so you 2 and 2. That's okay, especially because when you bleed through this one nice and fast. I probably would have. I probably would have been the next tile over.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. One tile closer to the wall, so that you chop away the stone, and then it's nice and efficient.
Neil's like, nah, 2 tiles further away, up here.
And then, what are these? What is breakfast space? He's building to the TC. I like it.
Breakfast is planning on being absolutely fucked, and I don't know why, because he's the pocket.
But also, he's also like walling out. Is he expecting Joey to die? So he's
he's
ready,
he's
ready for Joey that side to get caved in, and they're going, "We're gonna win this side."
This is a proper like flank thing, isn't it? Like this is some flank positioning. It's fine.
So people clicking up. We don't have Stake clicking up, which means he's going Fimp. No, sorry, we have who am I missing on the? Oh, Fez. Sorry, Fez was the one to click up after everyone else.
Is a fight. I mean, he's just going for fast castle, unique unit
with a castle. Versus
like fine.
Aztecs. I mean, it should go nicely for
the Aztecs.
But I mean, Hindustani should do pretty well against War Wagon. It's a big thing.
McDonald's. This isn't a McDonald's endorsement, by the way. Everybody should eat better food than that. It's just Jess.
A necessary evil.
That's what Jess said that she'd pick up Mackey's on the way back from whatever she's doing today. And I'm ready for some grub. Oh.
Well, as we're getting the first scout engagement, which TeaMole have got the better early engagements.
Well, they've got the health.
Yeah. And it's 3v2. Now it's 2v1. Now it's 1v1. And Breakfast could turn around and win this, potentially. He does have more HP. Go on, Breakfast. Back yourself. I guess his main thing is he wants to collect relics, so he probably doesn't want to lose the scout. But still, back yourself. Oh, he's turned around.
And he gets it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, winner. Never doubt Breakfast.
Winner, chicken dinner. Isn't it? Is that what I should have? Should I have a chicken dinner? I don't know.
Well, they do have chicken thing coming, don't they? Like one of the special chicken things.
They've got the Philly
Currently on at
cheese.
McDonald's.
They've got the Philly cheese
that's
stack on at the moment.
That's crap. It's the problem with it is, as a concept, it's nice. It's just I don't want a Philly cheese with really bad cheese. Like it's it's like a Philly plastic stack.
I almost had a kid with somebody a great number of years ago now. But I had one of them baby scares where somebody's like, "I'm pregnant," and you go, "Fuck!"
Yeah.
Because I slept with somebody because they gave me a bacon big tasty with cheese.
I mean, for reasons for sleeping with someone, that is perfectly valid.
I was broke and hungry.
Yeah.
And bacon big tasty with cheese. We're gonna lose a villager to a spear.
Oh.
There we
Could
go.
have turned around with the other two and boxed a little bit.
Oh no, because we went forward to castle with the Turks with no loom.
Nice. Okay, yeah, couldn't turn around.
Couldn't turn around.
And now we've got Gujara armored elephants that do eat through castles pretty quickly.
I kind of love that. Bit of pressure.
Yeah. And we got a defensive castle from Fez, who's probably been told to just not die on that side, and hope that Mole and Dan win on the other.
Well, I mean, it's really nice that the elephants were so preemptive to this castle, because, like, actually, they should be fine against Janissary. And
Janissary should get bonus damage versus them. I'm not really sure, because they get bonus damage versus rams, but I'm not sure whether elephant rams count.
It's only 2. You've got 180 HP, so...
But the Mangonel will be out shortly.
There you go. Mangonel's better.
Yeah. And that's 4 elephant rams, and the castle stays up. Sort of, as
Close.
Breakfast loses all of his scouts. Oh!
If they're...
it's not going to stay up. Oh, no.
No,
it
it stays up.
Okay.
It stays up. Close, though.
Stays up.
Really close. And pulls away quite a lot of, like, the scouts had to run over from the other side, like... And this is a huge... That's a huge res cost as well that's gone into this. That's a lot of stone. Like, where
big when they want relics as well.
Where does it say how much... Yeah, that took 81,000. So that's had a whole 2 castles worth of res gone into it. So, value.
As the Gujara elephant frantically chases after the Mangonel. And then we have a Aztec war wagon versus a Korean war wagon.
Nice. And the Aztec war wagon scares them away.
And Colin has done a nice job of collecting the relics for breakfast behind this. I think we're up to shortly 2 relics.
Be nice if it was 3.
Yeah.
That's our magic number. But pressure is definitely on its way onto Mole. We've got Siege. We're trying to loop out some of our Genoese crossbows. But with Mangonel in play, the Genoese crossbows don't quite have the range to be, like, scary. Because, you know, the Genoese crossbows are outranged by the Mangonel. So, you know.
Yeah, but we have stonewalled everything behind this, so they'll be limited.
I think it's fascinating that we're just upping and fucking off with them. They're like, nah, out we go, fuck this. I'm not playing your games.
I think they're looking to try and snipe monks on the way. And there are Steak's Vills are coming home, and this spearman that got the first kill, I think, is coming back for more with 1 HP. Steak could just come round and box it, but no. This is
And
a
he's in. He's in.
spearman on a mission. If he gets
He
the
gets
kill,
it. He doesn't.
Steak's
I was like,
tease.
how many vills can he get? Ooh, look at this! He looped all the way round to get petards and a couple elephants. Because he knows that he's going to be vulnerable at home. Fuck yeah! Oh, this is juicy.
Oh.
Reactions are
And
nice
we're
and
getting
swift.
Panic.
Panic
well,
TC.
Not a panic. Panic TC, which we'll lose a couple of vills for it.
No ballistics yet though, so
Yeah.
like just the vills
So
moving away is enough
3
to save them.
vills, 4. And now they're under
Under TC fire.
and the siege rams, the LA rams are kind of out of position as the Jannies come back, and it was a great idea. It's just Genoese crossbowmen
Not the
don't get the
yeah,
punch.
not the vibe. We needed numbers. We did a bit of damage, and it was a nice distraction. And it pulled the army back for Steak. Considering I'm pretty sure we would have lost that army if we tried to defend. So going aggressive, doing a little bit of damage, forcing a response, and pulling the entire military of Steak back to respond to that gave us an awful lot of time back at home to get like armored elephants prepped and mangonel and siege workshop defense of our own up. So I even though it didn't like achieve a huge amount of damage, I really like that push.
Yeah, no, it's nice, and I mean it's quite funny just the difference of the top side is just like we're chill. Mel is in her happy place of 40C booming, about to click to imp. We've got
Which is the Mel
Joey
job.
40C booming. Well, she's close. Little market shenanigans and she can be up. Bit more market shenanigans and she can be up. There we go.
Oh,
And
God.
on the other side, Joey's not should be up.
I
Joey's
really
game.
wish Dan had
Yeah.
stonewalled here instead of palisading and houses and stuff. Like, he's still safe, he's still groovy. You
Yeah.
got a tower up as well, but like, this. Oh God.
As long as the siege workshop goes up, he should be all right.
Colin has nearly as many war wagons
Yeah.
as Fez.
Is Fez devoted? I assume he is now. If he's not, then we're...
Castle, we missed it. Castle went down at the front, really
Oh, yeah.
nicely timed.
Oh, there's enough. It turns out that if there's enough Gajara or elephants, they do work. And then I would love if Mel came in with cavalry, and she's going
Yeah, Pike.
Pike versus Aztec. I guess against Hindustanis, you probably don't want to go
Yeah, or Turks, to be honest.
Valent. But if she just swung over
With Mangonel hit! Double Mangonel hit! That was nice, but Janissaries still do the damage. However, Castle and Elephants putting the pressure on. Imp also in for Mole, who when this castle finishes probably just pumps out a treb or two, and actually Steak's in a little bit of a dire spot. He's doing some damage, but it's like, is he doing enough? Over on the other side, shit's happening. Shit's happening.
Imagine if, but this is why, if Mel was going cavalry and trusted Fez to be fine for a little bit, we can come over with Cavalier and defeat Steak.
This genuinely sounds like a captain's call, right? Like this.
Oh
this
yeah, it's definitely build Pike. Well, build halves because we're going to be up against camels, and the war wagons should do all right. even though Colin has almost as many war wagons. You need a meat
Oh.
shield for the war wagons.
I love this.
Oh,
I love this. They're
That's-
like, oh, hey, breakfast only castle.
Yeah. oh, breakfast. That is not. What is that castle as well?
Even if
Oh,
the elephants
breakfast.
don't get it, there's going to be 2 trebs on it.
Oh. And the Genoese, and it
Yeah.
looks like the meat rubbers are cooked.
And we are turning around. We're putting our focus and our attention. But we're making more Genoese crossbows instead of another treb. Get us 3 trebs, please. Vil kills a mangonel. Worth it, Vil. Vil kills
here we
mangonel,
go.
dies to Wolf.
Yeah, that is the
fair play. Fair play. Fair play, Wolfie. Problem is, it's over to the north side. How are we going to hold? We've got plenty of pikes in play and a pretty banging eco for Mel, who is top score, the lowest rated player. Not in the tournament, I think, overall. Maybe. She was the last pick. Top score. Just throwing that out there.
And the most important thing is we've got Jaguars pre-buff, but Jaguars
Pre-buff
still.
Jags.
Yeah. And we did manage to snipe a treb.
Which
for
will
breakfast.
keep the castle alive. We managed to get 2
But-
trebs out of our own. As we just try and beeline the trebs, we're just trying to do everything that we can, and with Joey coming to join in as well, it's fascinating because I think we hold this. The Genoese crossbows will shred the stuff here. Keeping the massive
Yeah, and
Genoese
the-
crossbows up is good, but now the castle's
Castle
being
stays up.
focused.
And the trebs are gone, and the castle goes down for Fez. And having thought that State's team was cooked, they might even be in a stronger position. Fez is kind of getting pushed back. The Halb,
Yeah,
Counters.
Halb into Jag.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
and
Colin's
now Mel's
Colin's just
coming
monking.
with even more barracks. And yeah, Colin's.
Wow. Oh, look at Dan. Look at what he's lining up to do on his way out. He's like, oh no, I'm gonna stonewall your gold. He won't do it.
Yeah, lovely.
He didn't click it right. So the Jannies will regain that spot, but that's quite funny.
I mean, he still mined 12 gold before getting flattened by a mangonel.
Yeah.
And we've got Halbs trying to snipe trebs, but Jaguars too strong.
Yeah. Infantry plate. Hard to do. Are we going to tell Mel to retransition to something else? No, we're going for condos. Condos.
Yeah. Can't. I just. Hand cannons.
It's just, it doesn't feel like they're letting Mel play to what Mel likes to do best.
Yeah. But yeah, I would have preferred if we had cavalry swing in down the bottom, because I'm not sure the Halbs have actually helped Fez hold any more than Fez was holding anyway. And if we had cavalry come down the bottom, I think State's dead. But instead, Breakfast's Titanic Castle ended up being okay. And then they've held that castle and pushed back, and now
that castle should have been so dead.
Yeah.
That castle should have been so dead. It took 13,000 damage. So, you know, an incredibly valuable castle.
And it's condos which get counted probably more than the Halb do.
So it's that is a great comment, Fluffy, and I appreciate it. That is top quality. Tom, can you teach Huggy that castle doesn't have an R in it, please?
I will say castle however I want to. Oh, Talking of castles, Colin builds an optimistic castle that gets flattened immediately. But also, why were we building that castle? It doesn't do anything.
But yeah, just there as well. He could have just built it slightly to the left, sort of near the stone, and double locking off the gold.
We've got a castle. We got a castle already there that's denying everything.
You got a castle, mate.
The issue slightly on the left-hand side is Breakfast has a nice cavalry army, but there's a lot of counters for his cavalry. And Steak's being gutted so much, he doesn't really have anything to help Breakfast.
Yeah,
and
damn
Breakfast is just ditching Steak.
Well, Breakfast finally loses that castle.
Yeah, and he's like, see ya. Sucks to be you. I'm not losing my army to 2 counters. And I honestly think Steak should send everything out.
Do you know what's doing okay here? The fucking condo play. Oh!
Why are we going
Gulam? Right? Why are the Aztecs
Joey,
going?
what the
Joey, what the fuck?
Why are you going
Like
unit that's
like hand cannon here, right? You want hand cannon from the Hindus and like a transition, whether that's fucking eagles or just champion from the Aztecs, whatever. Just like like a meat sheet.
Gulam when there are absolutely no archers on the field. There have been 0. Okay, there is now a hand cannon.
Against Kondo hand
field.
cannon? Yeah. I kind of think you still go hand cannon. Like, even with
your
condos.
Your hand cannons are better. Condos don't, like, when they're trickled in, which they kind of have been.
He's still going for that fucking castle again! For the second time! This time, the Gulam do dive the the cannons and they kill it. They do kill it, so the castle should go up. But at half health immediately.
Yeah, I'm not even. Does it go up? It's getting shot. The villas are getting shot by a hand cannon. Okay, it does go up, but
Halb's doing okay. Like, Halb Kondo is doing.
Yeah, just Gulam are not an infantry counter. We've got perfect infantry counters for both players of Jaguar warriors and hand cannons, and we're going for the one unit that doesn't counter them.
We have Garland Wars in as well.
Okay, and on the bottom side, big
Steak's
fight
dead.
for Breakfast, and Breakfast army is going to melt shortly. Maybe.
Yep.
Lightest OP, because Frontier Guards aren't helpful against Lightest. And that was actually a great fight for Breakfast, considering he's fighting against 2 counter armies.
Yeah. But still, it's like, it's fully upgraded elite Genoese crossbows. Well, I'm saying that. They don't have their armor upgrades, which is a vibe. But I think we saved the castle, which is nice. I think we saved the castle.
And Joey is finally producing a useful unit in Trebs forward, and we've got hand cannons.
We've got hand cannons out. Do you think? Do you think Steak looked over while he was dying, as he was rebuilding his eco over on this right-hand side, and went, "Wait, what the fuck? Where's our hand cannons?"
I can imagine it as Joey's like, I've got a great idea. This is gonna work so well. And it's like, what is it? Well, I'm going Gulam. Okay, why? It's gonna work. They all die. Okay, I'll just go into hand cannon instead.
I love that now that we've got a hand cannon on the field, now's when we stop making condos.
Yeah, naturally.
Naturally. Like, Elite Jaguar was on the field, we're like, okay, now it's time for Hal.
I mean, the problem is how much gold have we burnt through
Yeah,
I mean,
turns
Mel
out
has 1k.
how plays was absolutely banging. We're up at 155 vills. What we need to be doing is transitioning either into less villagers or doing a bit of sling. Like, what's our res like?
I mean,
Not that great, actually.
No.
Which means she's selling it. You know, she's spending that res. And they're right. Like, this, Fez is doing exactly what... Like, Fez and Mel's job is to just not die. Or at least to die really slowly. So this ludicrous, like, mass up of army over on this right-hand side can hold. But instead of mopping it up, they're planning on walling and setting up trade.
I like it. We're on to the next Collins Castle escapades, as we might have a Doubt Castle to Halb potentially.
It's got to
goes
finish.
up.
It's got to finish. Halbs
Yeah.
don't have the damage output, and they're chasing silly things.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Just goes up. The other one went down. The like third iteration of the same castle that wasn't doing anything didn't last long for the world. But Fez needs to run with stuff.
Oh,
which he
bad fight down south.
has. Oof.
The
That
combo
is a
army
bad
of Halb latest and some cannons mop up everything that Dan MT had in place there.
I mean, it pains me to say, but do we want a skirm edition for Mole just to fluff out his army numbers?
What we want is for Fez to be taking some vills and running them down
He has.
to the opposite side. Not enough.
I was going to say he has, but he's run with them into the middle instead.
Yeah, he needs to be taking most of his eco away from this side, because we're at the position now where he can't hold this long term, and Stake is now reboomed into a better spot than he is. So I'm a little concerned that by not pulling eco, we're going to have to spend a lot more time rebooming, and I think that might be an issue.
And if because he could just delete walls in the bottom and take all of these woodvilles and chop anywhere with that wood, and then it's the same eco going. But breakfast is holding. Joey is building useful units, and they're doing work. It's crazy how that happens.
And Fez is toasted.
Yeah, and he's gonna struggle to get out now.
Yeah.
Although Mel is actually holding the gate.
So, I mean, it's tough now, right? Like, because we're... Stake is on the way to Imp, and he's not a billion miles away from being able to join in. We have some trade rolling. So, if anything, they're slightly better set up for long-term play.
We do have trade in the top, and obviously not as good trade, but Fez is kind of going to be out of the game shortly. How many vills? He's at 57 vills, and almost all of them are
still in the base.
still inside. And he's got idle vills now in the middle, because that's where he went to mine gold.
Yeah.
And he's building a one vill TC that could get denied.
He's more dead. He's more dead than Stake is. Like, Stake's fully boomed. Stake's back up. And so now we're in a situation where the player whose whole job was to die slowly has died too fast when we needed them to be pulling their eco away. It's rough, and we're not pushing down on the right-hand side anymore because we have so many cannons that we're actually dealing with the Italians.
Joey's in Mel's base with camels, which they're not great, because camels are not that great at raiding, especially as they're not fully upgraded, because that would be too sensible.
Sorry, I was being told that she might get a chicken share box.
Ooh. Wait, that's not McDonald's, is it?
Yeah, Mackies do a chicken share box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The things you know.
The things you
As-
know, the things you learn.
They just deleted, like, he was building a forward mill, mass deleted the farms, and then deleted, like, another 15 by his TCs. You'll love to see it.
Well, like Stakes, to a certain extent, he's overboomed, but like the damage over on this north side is pretty big.
The thing for him, I mean, Hussar is just a great meat shield. Everywhere.
19 villagers for Fez.
Yeah, he's just... And he could have got away with another 40 without it being...
Yeah, he could have got away with it too if it wasn't for these meddling kids. And they're at the position now, though, where, like, we are legitimately prepped to be a nuisance. Look at this, Petard's trying to sneak round, but the Genoese come forward, take a little bit of an engagement against the cannons. If they pick off all of them, that'd be really nice.
And we do. And, I mean, we don't have the unique tech for breakfast, I don't think. That would be useful.
We've got tower shields, no hill forts.
Yeah. I mean, hill forts is always the most useful tech, but specifically against Genoese crossbowmen. Then again, Mole doesn't have armor, the full armor yet.
Yeah, well, Mole's allergic to upgrades.
Yeah, and Joey still
I
doesn't
love
have
this.
the
I
final attack upgrade.
fucking love this. Look at them go. They blow a hole. Huge Hussar raiding army. They split off in two halves, and look at where Fez is putting his fledgling brand new eco.
I mean, which fledgling one? There's one in between two bases, and there's one that's about to not be very fledgling.
Unfledged.
Yeah.
Absolutely cracking.
We have Imp Camel in now for Joey. Do we have the last attack upgrade? Still no last attack upgrade. Oh, it's coming in now. Blast Furnace is coming in. Joey has realised that an hour in, when you're going full melee, maybe that was the difference between the Gulam being successful and not. It was the lack of
attack.
Blast Furnace, and not that it wasn't a good choice.
Aztecs have been pretty fucking sick here, actually. Like I've really like what they've been adding to the mix.
Yeah.
And it shows. Colin's top score, and I bet that's because Colin has actually been just slaying.
Well, I mean, he has demonstrated that Jaguar Warriors
650 to just under 300. 2-to-1 KD with infantry play.
Yeah.
He's going pike. He's going pike, and he has a 2-to-1 KD.
It's like it's an education that building counter units works.
But imagine what they're
really
going to be
well.
like in a month, dude.
Yeah.
This is going to be the Aztec resurgence as, oh god, no, Fez!
Oh. The markets are down. I mean, Fez has 2 TCs on the left-hand side.
Yeah. 34
and
bills.
now Meat Rubbers are looking to build the full length of the map markets.
I don't see a way that they lose this from here. You said to a certain extent that they were on a little bit of a timer anyway against these civs for kind of like late imp play.
And that was without. I mean, Koreans was their power civ late on. I felt like, and I was assuming that they weren't going to pick Koreans, but they have, and that's their power civ, and that power civ is dead. And now Burgundians are going infantry against an anti-infantry civ.
Yeah.
Gajaras are going a mixture of camels and a couple of elephant archers versus Hindustanis. Lithuanians have full. Still not the last. Still no unique tech for breakfast, but we got 4 relics. We've got Lightus. We've got how Italians kind of meh at this point. And yeah, they don't have the comp.
Fat load of lack of siege engineers for everything, right? Other than Koreans. Oh.
And yeah, I don't. And obviously they don't have the full trade either anymore. That was the one.
They've got
thing
it back.
that was looking nice.
I mean,
but
as in they've got the position back. They don't
Yeah.
have the trade back.
until the sneak petard again. But they now don't have the middle part of that trade
No.
route as breakfast is pushing there.
I think they've lost too much ground, and that Steak has also managed to get in with his hussars again into Mel's base, and that's also like the exposed trade. This is getting to the point where it's a bit too hard. It's 213 military to 100.
This is over, as they say.
Yeah, Mel doesn't have the reaction speed to be able to deal with the fact that there's this kind of raids in a base. We went from
But
140 mils to 110.
Doesn't have the TC, and she doesn't have the castle to click the button.
Yeah.
That's one way of dealing with it. You click a button, and then you have no vills, but you have an army. But the GGs roll in.
And fair play. It was a perfectly solid hold. I think the captain was too late telling Fez to pull vills, and I think that had a really big effect. Considering the fact that they effectively killed Steak off, but Steak pulled away nice and early and got a really reasonable reboom. And in that time, Breakfast didn't die. If that push had come through after they'd killed Steak off and they immediately put their full focus in trying to kill out Breakfast, they would have won. But it was so hard to do because they just didn't have the military numbers after killing Steak. And we massed up Halb and stuff really nicely.
I wish Mel had been told to go cavalry. I feel like cavalry down the bottom would have helped massively versus Breakfast, would have completely killed Steak, and Fez would have been probably in the same position he ended up anyway.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But that's
the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
The way the cookie crumbles.
Sometimes that cookie is crumbled that way. Sometimes that's just how it be. As unfortunately, well, yeah, Mel's entry does not go their way. As Arena is lost for TeaMole, they lose their home map, which
ends things.
The set.
Yeah, Meat Rubbers win.
Right.
3-1. So congratulations to the Meat Rubbers.
Yeah. We don't see Compass.
We'll never know what the strats were.
Yeah, we will never know what the strats were, as they get. That's the knockout. The knockout blow. Gosh, how I wasn't ready for it to be to be over. Rex for fun.
Unless we have the old second round of people playing voluntarily. If you're knocked out at this stage, go and play each other. So we have a full list of all the way down from 1st to 10th. That'll be more complex, and Boo will be too lazy to do that. But
yeah, well, it's going to be that puts Team Steak versus Team Boo for the next matchup, which is groovy. I think that I kind of still prefer Team Boo, just in a best of 5.
Yeah, I mean, They look very strong against
They look very strong against Ted.
Ted. But they
look-
also lost at Team Acro, so
That's
there's
true.
always a chance.
There is always a chance. It's a best of 5 though, and get scrappy. We've got Fanji and Dicky playing on Saturday. I believe that's being cast by Happy the Andy? Hopsy?
Yes, Andy
Andy.
was going to, I believe.
Which is very exciting. I will watch that at work. But that'll be the first quarterfinal that I don't cast. I will be well miffed if I don't get to cast the semi-finals. Like, I will be so cross. What's nice is though, from the semi-finals onwards, there's going to be spare captains to do casting with.
Yeah.
So
Rather than me.
That's nice.
Rather than resorting to me.
Got to have that extra vibes. But yeah, thank you, Huggy, for joining me for the cast.
It's been a pleasure.
It
was a great set.
Tomorrow,
Sort of glad it didn't go all the way to.
yeah. I kind of wanted it though, even though the last one was present. I kind of wanted it, but yeah, been a pleasure.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna cast again tomorrow, but I'm gonna do some Carl's 2v2 league. I haven't got any sets chosen, from any recs. So if you have any that you want to see, Neil, drop me a message. Which if it was your set, I will find it. I will find it on Discord. You can ping me in the Akal Discord, and I will cast it tomorrow. I will probably start at 5 GMT, as in 1700 GMT, and we'll cast for a few hours. I plan on doing maybe three or 4 sets tomorrow of Akal's 2v2 league, because that's good. I haven't been able to catch up on any in a little bit, and I'd like that. So yeah, thank you, Huggy. Thank you, chat.
Pleasure.
Thank you, everybody, for the games. It's not going to be a short one, then maybe I'll only cast 2. It doesn't need to be short. That's for sure. It's my pleasure. Goodbye. As we go to the pub's closing. The pub is closed.
It's a shame when you gotta go home. The evening has come to an end. We've had fun together and drank hell for leather, and everyone here is a friend. But it's time, gentlemen, please. It's time for you homeward to go. I know this is the life, but think of your wife. It's a shame, a big gloomy shame. It's a shame when you've gotta go home. One more time, it's time, gentlemen, please. It's time for you homeward to go.